Hello, my people. How will not day? Hey. I miss you too. I know you're saying you're missing me, and I am missing you too. Happy Valentine's Day. Where were you? No, don't tell me so that you won't ask me from your own too. Don't ask me, please. Okay. Thank you very much for your likes, for your comments, for your subscription. Thank you for turning on your notification bell. You have been so amazing. Thank you for your motivation. I appreciate you so much. So quickly, without no further ado, don't forget before I move ahead that this show is about realities of life, and I am the queen of realities. So I am bringing every topic to you in a realistic manner, and which also means that you can drop your comments, you can tell us what your opinion is about a particular topic. I am bringing it to you based on what I've experienced or what I've heard of or what I've read about. So let's go. We started last week with the topic that says sibling rivalry. And we were able to check what sibling rivalry is. We're able to check sibling rivalry in children. So this week, we are going to be checking sibling rivalry in adults. Yes, it's even worse in adults. And many a times, sibling rivalry we see actually germinated from when they were kids, oftentimes, to when they were adults. But in some cases, it starts from when you were adults. So we're going to check them out. So you, that you are a parent to adult kids, get a seat. Let's sit down. Let's converse. Let's communicate. What are the examples of sibling rivalry in adults? One, you see a case where they jokingly, sarcastically insult each other. They'll tell you they are joking, but man, you will know. You that you're receiving that joke will know that this joke is very expensive. They talk down on each other. They talk to each other in disdain. You know, a lot of sarcastic comments occur amongst or between siblings. And lastly, they might get to a point whereby they cut ties with each other. They don't talk with each other anymore. And which is even the worst stage in a family. Sad, right? Yes, it is. So, what are the causes of sibling rivalry? What are the causes of sibling rivalry? What do we think would cause sibling rivalry in adults? I have been able to put a few points down, which I'm going to be sharing with you, which could be the causes of sibling rivalry. That does not limit it to as much factors that can cause sibling rivalry. There are numerous, there are countless, varying from one family to another. The first one can be geographical proximity. Geographical proximity. This is a case where a child in the family asks us to stay away or to live away from where the family lives originally or where the parents live. Maybe a child asks us to live abroad or asks to live in a faraway country, live in a faraway town, which makes he or she not have as much contact with the parents as much as the other siblings have. So there are two circumstances that might occur in this case. One, in that case, the parent might fall in love with the one that is close to them, which is taking care of them, and might not really like the one that is far away, just because they feel he or she does not care about them. So in such case, you know, sibling rivalry might occur, especially when the parents begin to speak ill of the one that is far away in front of the one that is home, you know, or begin to allow the one that stays with them insult the one that is far away. What can you do as a parent in such situation? You have to avoid that by ensuring to discuss with any child in particular about what issues you have with that child. Avoid gossiping a child with another child, please. You can be tempted to, especially when the one far away is not even talking to you, but avoid that, please. Don't report one to another. Don't gossip about one to another. What you are doing is to probably give the power to insult the other to the one that is with you. So you have to be careful. Another circumstances that can occur under geographical proximity might be a case where the parents do not have value anymore for the one that stays with them. Yes, it happens. Have you heard of the word see finish before? I know they call them. It's a situation whereby you've really gotten close to someone and you seem not to value them the way you used to value them. So some parents go through this or do this. They tend to like the child that's staying with them, or they tend not to respect or to value the child that stays with them, because they see the child every day and they know everything about the child, and they tend to honor, respect, regard the child that is far away from them. Maybe because that one far away gives them money, or because they just didn't see that one finish. And in such occasion, sibling rivalry can occur, because the one at home will feel less of himself, and the moment the other one feels less and feels you're giving more attention and love to the one far away, there might be conflict. So what do you do as a parent? Accept all your children as one. Either they are richer, one is richer than the other, one is closer, one is far away. They are all your children. One is misbehaving today, one is not misbehaving. That child has seemed not to, get in contact with you, try to find out what the issue is without involving all of our siblings. Tend to handle it in a very matured way and ensure to see results. And I pray that God will help you on that. Next point is this: individuality. Individuality can cause sibling rivalry. We have individual differences as siblings, even in life. Twins also have individual differences. No two people are the same, and because of that, you can find them conflicting themselves, because the A's view to life is different from B's view to life. And to make matters worse, some of us parents, we now influence the whole thing. We fuel it by supporting the one that has a view to life like we do. Maybe, a case where we tend to support that one that has the same traits like us. Take, for instance, cleanliness as a point of view. And maybe a child is clean, it's as clean as you are, and you have another one that is not clean. They naturally have conflicts, because the one that is neat wants everywhere neat, and the one that is not neat, otherwise things are done. If you are not careful as a parent, you tend to want to support the one that likes the environment clean. In that case, you tend to put more fuel into the fire. You have to be very, very careful as a parent to ensure that you stay away. First of all, let them realize that no two people can be the same. Whenever they are conflicting, don't be involved. Don't support one against another. Respect people's individual differences. So we have to be very careful in order to ensure that we do not endanger our children's lives against each other. Well, another thing that is more like it is parental favorism. Parental favorism can also generate from the fact that, we tend to support one child than the other, or a child has same traits like us. If we are not careful, that one that has same traits like us, we tend to like that one more. So by so doing, we tend to favor that one more. That's why in some cases, you see some family, when A goes to ask daddy for a particular amount of money, daddy will say, I don't have. But when B goes to ask for that same money, daddy will say, oh, take. simply because he feels, oh, you are a good child, this other one is not a good child. We have to avoid that. Parental favoritism can also be initiated in a case where, for instance, we have one particular gender amongst all other genders. Maybe, for instance, you have 4 boys and a girl. You know what I'm talking about now. Or maybe you have 4 girls and a boy, you know. Daddy tends to like girl child. Mommy tends to like boy child. So we have to be very, very careful. We have to be very, very careful in order not to favor one against the other. The temptation is high because no 2 children are the same. But we have to take whatever it is away and let it not be shown to these children. I want to see if I can take one more point. Another point, maybe with the last point where I'm going to treat, is going to be lack of conflict. Lack of conflict resolution skills. I remember. Lack of conflict resolution skills. Some of us parents, there are some courses I will ask us to go and take. Parenting is a work on its own. Is a school on its own. You as a parent, you must go and take a course in psychology. You must take a course in emotional intelligence. You must also take a course in conflict resolution. You have to be good in all of this. Daddy, mommy, you have to be good. Some of us parents, we have damaged relationship amongst or between our parents, or amongst or between our children, I beg your pardon, whilst we were trying to resolve conflicts. Whilst we're trying to resolve conflicts. We have to be very careful. And one of the ways is taking sides. Sometimes even when it's glaring that one is actually the one at fault, you must still end up emphasizing on the fact that there has to be unity. That should be your point of emphasis. You must not be quick to judge. You must not judge based on one person's reports. There's a difference, or there's a conflict between A and B. A reported to you as a parent that has grown-up children. You have to wait till when you hear from B. Even if that particular issue is what has been reoccurring from B, that doesn't mean that this particular one that happened is the same. People change. People change. Take for instance, maybe you have a child, Folu, that likes to insult people. And you have Tumishi, that is a cool one. Okay? Tumishi came to report to you that Folu insulted me, and you assume, oh, that's how Folu insults everybody now. I'm not surprised. No, please. This is very bad. I want to tell you, I want to give you something, a secret. Children tend to give you the behavior that they know that will be acceptable while you are there. And that's why I'm not one that advocates for parents trying to defend their child totally when they act or when they do something away from where you are. That is to say, when you are not there, when someone tells you your child did this, be calm when you handle that. Because sometimes, some of our children, they give you what you want to see at home. Maybe you want a cool child, they give you that cool child at home. When they get to school, they give them another version. Yes, I am talking from my experience as an educationist. So you have to be careful when you hear a report. You have to investigate. You have to be a psychologist. You have to be a good investigator. You have to be a good interviewer. You have to ask specific questions before you react. Because what you think it is might not be what it is. Something might seemingly look this way. It might not be that way. And that's why as a parent, you must ask for God's wisdom. Because sometimes we cross God whilst trying to involve ourselves in some conflicts that happens amongst or between our children. So that is to say, before you judge, before you speak, before you react, whenever a report comes to you about one of your child, pause, think, ask questions before you do all of this. So that being said, this is to avoid making matters worse in our family. And I pray God will help us. So today we've been able to check out examples of sibling rivalry in our adult children. And I believe with the little that I've said as a child myself to somebody, I've been able to help out some parents, especially those that have adult children. We've also been able to check out the causes of sibling rivalry in adults, and I've also been able to give tips on the likely solution. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I did. I am enjoying it, and I did enjoy it when I was making research about this topic. Do well to practicalize everything we've discussed on this show and see how well it can better your family and better your role as a parent. Till I come your way next week, but before then, don't forget, like, share, comment, and turn on your notification bell. Till I come on your way next week. Bye for now. I love you. Yes, you. I love you. Bye.